Hey, what's up? I'm Adam, and welcome back to another Tarot 101. Today, we are breaking down another commonly misconstrued major arcana card. Today, by popular demand, we are talking about the Tower. This is one of the most cards in all of the tarot. This is one of the ones that gives people the icks. It's one that gives people a lot of anxiety, negative vibes. A lot of bad is often associated. A lot of the intuitive readers will pull this and say, divorce is coming. You're going to lose your job. Something bad is going to happen to you and all of that. And that's simply not true, or a very narrow way of looking at the card. So the Tower is one of the last 7 cards of the major arcana that exist outside of the human experience. As I've said in previous videos, in my mind at least, the tarot breaks down into a grid. The major arcana is the horizontal, and the suits of the tarot are the the suits of the minor are the vertical, and it forms a sort of grid. But all of them the minors only go up to 14, only up to temperance in the majors. So everything from 15 going forward, everything from that point, in which is the Tower is 16, so it lives in that realm of those 7 cards. All of those things are these kind of elusive cosmic entities that we don't encounter, or that they just are, they're not anything that you touch or experience as a person. It just is this natural thing that is like the sun. It's just there. The moon, she's just there. The Tower is another one of those things. The Tower, the way I describe the Tower's energy is as the chaos of nature. Nature meaning that it's bound to happen. It's going to happen. The experience of the Tower is a natural thing. And it's your reaction to it that makes it turbulent, or as I often put, the word is abrasive that I put to it. So let's look at this. This is the classic Rider-Waite-Smith image of the Tower card. This is the deck called Pixie Pop Tarot. I love this deck. It's a collaboration of Rebel Deck, if you're familiar with their Oracle cards. But this is a more focus on Pixie Smith art with a pop of color and a more inclusive color palette of people and things. So anyway, so this is a Tower card that, as we're used to seeing it here, it's this big, tower, literal concrete tower that's lightning bolts struck. There's a crown falling off it, people jumping out of the windows and everything. It gives a lot of traumatic, kind of scary energy, does it not? But my favorite thing about it is the lightning and noticing the nature involved in the card. So I often put that this is a man-made structure that took a long time to build, and all of a sudden it gets shot in the face by nature. So a few examples or analogies that I give the Tower is that you thought you had AAA until you were on the side of the road with a flat tire and you called them and they said, hey, you don't have AAA anymore. Tower moment. Yes, you find out that someone isn't faithful. You find out that you've been going about working with someone for a really long time and they're moving on and they're getting a different job and you're staying here, and that's a Tower moment to you. It's an abrasive moment to you, big, small, whatever it is. It's your personal attachment to it. But the point is that it's habit. It's a natural habit that has been built up over a long period of time, an experience, a job, a relationship, a physical activity, whatever it is. They get shot in the face by nature. And to me, it's another example is think about our world and think about how Gaia, Mother Earth, how the world responds to fossil fuel burning and pollution and all of the things that we've done to the planet, climate change and all of that is the natural response. Hurricanes are terrible to us, but for the world, it's a reset. It's a cosmic reset. And that's why I love that the thing that follows the Tower card in the major arcana, again, I'm going to cover up the nudity here, is the Star. The Star is the immediate follow to the Tower in the major arcana. And the Star is literally a symbol of hope. Everyone, the knee-jerk, final kind of narrowed down idea of the Star card is hope. So why does this hope come immediately after the Tower? Because after the hurricane, you go outside and the debris is all over the ground, but the sun is up and you can start to rebuild. There's hope there. There's something more to be had now. So the tower is, if a tower comes up in a read, it's that something is long overdue. Something is bound to change that is going to be abrasive. Maybe you've had the same job, the same career for 20 years and you feel like you've outgrown it, like a potted plant. You've outgrown the pot that you're planted in and you're ready to kind of repot yourself somewhere else. Tower moment. That's going to be abrasive to you. You're going to have to develop a new culture, a new lifestyle attached to whatever you do next. And people probably don't want you to leave. They probably really like the role you play for them professionally, personally, romantically, whatever it is that you're doing. But this is something that's been built up, a man-made thing. I'm convinced this is how this is supposed to be. And then find out, wham, bam, pow, hey, you can't do it anymore. It's like, for me as an example, like I used to be a chronic weed smoker and then I got CHS, look it up. And found out that I couldn't smoke nearly as often or at all anymore. And that was an aggressive life shift and change for me that I'm still dealing with, and that's more on that on my socials. But yeah, towers are, yes, they are aggressive, they are abrasive, but they are not inherently negative. It is something that is long overdue. It is a natural response to enough, I'm tapping out, enough. It's a natural response to it. And the star follows as a symbol of hope and aftermath and vulnerability. And all we have now is, the star is nude. She's naked on the card. So I have nothing but who I am anymore. I don't have this construct. I don't have, what I thought I knew. I don't know. So the tower doesn't need to be feared. A positive spin on it is that it's just a little chaotic, but a lot of growth, So I hope the hurricane, I live in Florida, so I hope the hurricane metaphor is beneficial, but that's really what it is. It's the natural chaos of nature. Something you thought was right, something you thought we were certain of, something you've been doing for a long time. And guess what? Bam, you're not going to be able to do that anymore, or you're going to have an epiphany. And depending on where the tower can appear in a spread, or if you read inversions or not, it can be that you are I call the tower profane knowledge. You don't want to know this. You don't want to know that your friend is leaving work. You don't want to know that someone's cheating. You don't want to know that you don't have coverage. You don't want to know those things. So often it takes knowledge. That lightning bolt can be news that comes across, and perhaps, just maybe, depending on, as I said, where it is in the spread or if it's inverted or not, maybe you are the tower. Maybe you are the one that has the profane knowledge. Maybe you're the lightning bolt. Maybe you're the one that has to shatter this and say, okay, like, I can't be with you anymore. I can't work here anymore. You're the one that's like, hi, sorry, you don't have AAA. You're the cause, you're the catalyst of someone's tower moment. But there's always this duality here and balance in tarot. So that's why the star immediately follows, in my opinion, because it's the aftermath. It's the hope that follows the chaos. The chaos is necessary, though, and has been built up over a long period of time. You can't just keep slowly takings. It's like, what's that fairy tale or that story or whatever, where they like slowly kept taking the girl's hair and suddenly she woke up and didn't have any anymore. And it was like, oh shit, like we slowly stole her golden hair and for ourselves and thought we wouldn't notice. And maybe that's something made up. I don't know. But the point is that it's something that's been built up over a long period of time that just simply can't be, but it's natural. It's one of the cosmic entities of nature. It's something that you can't control. It's that everything comes with cause and effect. Everything comes with price. Energy is not made or destroyed. It just is. And the tower is a big buildup of energy that has to be released in some way. And the star is the kind of dust settle and the calm that comes after. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope that gives you some enlightenment on the card itself. A lot of people say, I love the tower card. I don't look at it and go, yay. But when I look at it, I go, okay, like I must have been neglecting something, or I must have been sweeping something under the rug, or I must have been ignoring something or putting something on the farthest place it can be from me for the moment, perhaps. But But looking inward, whenever you get a tower, think about the long habits, think about the mental habits, think about the physical things you do, think about where things might be a little overgrown and we need to have a shift in it, something that's probably long overdue. But yeah, I hope that's helpful and gives you something to think about with the card. I hope it gives you some new perspective. Once again, there's no such thing as negative cards. It's your prerogative on the cards themselves. But if you want me to break down any others, please feel free to comment them. And thank you for sticking around for a Tarot 101. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.